Please ignore the fact that my mouth is moving in this clip. I accidentally deleted the audio, so I have to do a voiceover instead. I recently thrifted this beautiful 100% linen shirt by Cynthia Rowley, and when I tried it on, I realized that it's missing a button, which I know I could easily source, but it's also just a little bit big for me, so I figured why not just flip it instead and make it into something I can actually wear. Let's get started. The first step in this process was, of course, to print out and assemble the pattern. Thankfully, this had multiple sizes, which I'm assuming all clothing patterns do, and I was able to cut out exactly what I needed. I chose to leave the buttons in place because it would just be easier to keep them there and just cut around them. And I also left the shoulders in place so I didn't have to adjust those at all. I repeated the process with the back of the shirt to get the halves lined up perfectly. And this process was so harrowing because I really liked this shirt and I didn't want to mess it up, but I was willing to take the risk because I only paid $3 for it. Quick check to make sure that everything was lined up and level, and then it was time to sew everything together. I started with the collar because I wanted to sew that down to be more of a faux collar, and then finished off the sides and the arms. The last step in this process was to replace the button that was missing, and thankfully there was a spare button sewn into the side of the garment, which, side note, always check your clothes to see if they have spare buttons sewn in. It is such a lifesaver. The holes were also perfectly aligned, so sewing this on was such a breeze. And are you ready for the finished look? Here she is. I love how this turned out. I'm so glad I was able to turn this into something that I'll actually wear, and I cannot wait to wear this all summer long.